Hello, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Beyond the Summit presentation of the Summit 4 Chinese Pre-Qualifier Semifinal round, which is actually going to be the last round for these teams. Whoever advances through this round will be advancing into the next stage, and will be in the full-on Summit qualifiers for China, along with the winner of Tong Fu versus CDEC.Y. So, going into the second game of this best-of-3 series, we have CDEC Youth, one game up over their opponent's VG Gaming Potential, and it was pretty difficult for VG.P to really control the mid to late game of that last one. They tried their hardest, but honestly, I feel like they had a massive draft disadvantage. I feel like it was probably like 75-25 on the draft alone, unless they went for hardcore push, in which case it's probably closer to like they have like a 40% chance. But they didn't go for hardcore push with the Undying and the Juggernaut. They just kind of tried to play their own style. And while I'm sure the fans' Juggernaut style was very much about his comfort with the hero, it didn't lend its hand to what they needed to accomplish that game. And they do find themselves here in Game 2, about to be eliminated from the Summit 4. They need to really find their way back into this, and we'll see if they're on the comeback trail here. They do pick up the Lina once again early on. We'll see if that's the comfort pick for the stand-in here for their solo mid. They do also get the Tusk, which was banned out in Phase 1 last game, and is now obviously in their hands. So Spirit Breaker, Shadow Fiend, Doom, and Queen of Pain all banned out. CDEC Youth respond to Tusk with Ancient Apparition Ember, which I find is quite interesting. Ember Spirit can be really good against Tusk as far as dodging out like those snowball incoming. He's able to slide it, he's able to remnant it. Obviously he's good with the Flame Guard against a lot of magic damage as well. But yeah, I still find it pretty interesting that they went with the AA. A lot of teams are picking up AA in Phase 1 just as a pseudo-ban to the Alchemist. You're not going to pick Alchemist against an Ancient Apparition lineup 9 times out of 10. So I would say that that's one of the major reasons, other than the fact that AA is just an awesome hero if you can actually get him some farm. We'll see Dazzle here. He's going to be played in perhaps the 5 position here for VG Gaming Potential. And it shows that they really want to get involved. This was banned out by CDEC Youth last time. They wanted to find quick kills with the Queen of Pain, so they banned out the Dazzle in Phase 2. And as a result, VG Gaming snatched it up now and are looking to kind of turn fights with it, most likely. Now, I'm thinking they want to get an aggressive offlane duo, so combining the Tusk with somebody else to really get involved. But the Spirit Breaker and Undying are both banned out. So, and Techies is obviously off the table with 6.85. So maybe they go for something older like a Bounty Hunter. That can work out fine. Otherwise, I'm not too sure. Ogre Magi, kind of more popular these days, and obviously would work pretty well in that kind of setting. The matchup for mid looks to be Lina versus Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight's Breathe Fire is not bad in this landing circumstance, allows him to last hit and takes away some of Lina's attack damage, but she mostly last hits from spells herself, so as long as VG Gaming potentially keep up rune control, they shouldn't be really that afraid of the Dragon Knight pick in terms of the laning. What they have to be afraid of is the quick, long lockdown of the Dragon Tail, and trying to avoid that at all costs, because you get Dragon Tail in the cold feet, and you are stunned for a very, very long time. On that, just worried about wards and vision in general. VG Gaming need to be on the ball with wards this game. They had a couple of really good wards coming up from dogfights last game, but overwhelmingly CDEC just had map control. They had better vision, they had better intel. Part of that's the Slark factor, and other parts are just the fact that CDEC Youth were really just on point with how they were using their wards. Either way, Night Stalker is going to make that a lot more difficult this game. Darkness, potentially Aghanims, and Gem in the mid game. You don't want to be behind in vision against this hero. He's just going to be ganking so often. I feel a Slark ban coming on. I would almost guarantee it. I mean, Ember Spirit Dragon Knight is still the role that you're looking for, but I don't know. Maybe there's a weird way to run the DK. So right now, what it looks like is safe lane Ember Spirit, mid Dragon Knight, and then they're looking at an offlane pickup. They could look at a support and run offlane Night Stalker, but I think offlane Night Stalker has its limitations. So they'll probably ban offlaners. Yeah, Darkseer's gonna be the ban. And yeah, Sark is in the pool, but obviously not really easy to fit into the draft. So CDEC.Y instead just gonna go for the Broodmother. Broodmother. Interesting pickup here. It depends on what the Lina is. If the Lina is a solo mid, and the Brood can do some good work top, because Juggernaut's not going to be spinning very often, and you usually can pull the spiders away from Juggernaut before they actually get any kill with the spin. You'd have to Shadow Wave and Blade Fear at the same time, I think, to kill off spiders, if the Broodmother's on point with Micro.
5 seconds remaining.
They've got a very short time period to try to respond to this Broodmother, and they're going to just go with the Bristleback, which changes their lanes up very much. It puts them in like this aggressive dual or aggressive tri-lane, putting the Bristleback in the safe lane. It would be a Juggernaut, Dazzle, Tusk tri-lane, with Bristleback in the safe lane and Lina in the mid. And that has some real value, but it also calls into question how much farm the Juggernaut's going to get. It might give them the chance to suppress the Ember Spirit and farm, we'll see. But for right now, I have to give the drafting advantage once again to CDEC.Y. We'll see how the lanes play out though, and it may change a little bit. I think the Lina wins out over the DK pretty handily. And obviously the Bristleback can win out over the Brood. So those solo lane matchups should be advantageous, but I'm not so sold on the Tri-v-Tri, and then in the mid-game, the Aghanim Scepter's effects is what I'm looking at. Ancient Apparition and Night Stalker, either one of those guys gets an Aghanim Scepter, and the game changes dramatically for them. They get a lot of forward momentum. So I'm looking for that. Hopefully no perfect world lag. Don't want a radio broadcast for in the next 2 or 3 minutes, trying to fix that. But let's go ahead and look at the lanes. So what we're going to be seeing here is June going up top on the Broodmother, no surprise there. Soul Ring Rush and a pooled Observer Ward from Icy. Or sorry, Demons. I don't know why I said Icy. So Demons is going to be playing, it looks like a 5-position Night Stalker. And then Icy, who was really on point with his ultimate precision last game, is going to be running one of the Precision Masters, AAA. If you can snipe people with your Ice Blast, then you're going to be setting up great opportunities across the map. And I'm expecting the Ember Spirit to go for early BOTs, so there is some synergy there. You go ahead, you move the Broodmother in with her Spiderlings on a target. You send the Ice Blast that way. If the Ice Blast hits, Ember Spirit immediately BOTs, and then Remnant or Slight with the Searing Chains for the kill. So I think there's some really good potential with that. Night Stalker, of course, is going to be on the gank train as well. But I'm not so sure about rune control. That's the one thing I think they may be lacking in. Dragonite, 290 movement speed, doesn't really want to go down in the river for runes very often. He'll probably just Bottle Crow. And in the meantime, Night Stalker, at nighttime he's great for rune control, but half the runes will be at that nighttime-daytime transition. So he'd either be really a little bit weak right before the rune spawns, or a little bit weak right after, as the day breaks. We're going to see early rune down bottom, going to be claimed by VG.P. I don't think Ame wants to go anywhere near that, so I'm going to see the Dragonite going for a Slight Steal. Are you serious? How difficult is that kind of a play? It's technically possible. Your hero is in position with the Sleight of Fist, but that's like 1 in 100, I would say, at best. And actually, Dogfights is a support Lina. I forgot to go into this. So Yang is actually going to be running a solo mid Tusk against the Dragonite, which could be pretty difficult, honestly. The Breathe Fire damage reduction does matter a lot in this matchup, and it lasts for a very long time, as you can see here. So we'll see Bottle Crowing and Rune Control come into play a lot, but most of the action is still going to be bottom, where Dogfights is supporting on the Lina, Juggernaut and Dazzle going to be supporting Fan. I don't know what I said there. So it's still really early for me, and I'm not having the best solo cast day, but I'll try to shape up, guys. All right, so let's try that again. We're gonna see nice Light Striker right here onto Perfect World. Don't do this to me. It's already tough enough. All right, we're gonna go for a quick reset, and I don't think there will be a First Blood in that time period. Just some good rune control from VG.P and some back and forth on the top lane. So we'll do it sooner rather than later. We'll go ahead and restart my Dota client so that we don't have to have Perfect World lag. It seems like almost every single Perfect World game I have to do this, and it's kind of annoying. But anyways, that'll give me time to actually focus on what I'm trying to say. And that's in the bottom lane, we're going to have the Lina Dazzle supporting the Juggernaut. The one thing they're really lacking is easy disables. The Light Strike Ray is very unreliable without setup, and the Dazzle is probably not even going to bother leveling his slow. The Poison Touch not really going to be good this game. So I feel like what we're looking at is a game without much control in the earlier stages. Tusk will bring great control when he ganks, and that'll be the key timing where VG.P kind of forge ahead in teamfights. But otherwise, it's going to be dogfights that has to be very, very good in positioning his Light Strike Array, getting closer to the target so they just can't get away. And luckily, no kills.
Invisibility.
And we're good to go. Alright. So, got the restart, should not have any more perfect world lag, and yeah, gonna keep on keeping on. We have 13 and 4 last hits on the Dragon Knight. Oh, come on, perfect world. I hope this doesn't remain for the game. Alright, we've got Umber Spirit actually going to be hit by the Poison Touch, so as I say that, they are going to commit to leveling up the slow, the damage over time effect. It's good against Ember because he has low armor, but it's still just worth the skill point. Like, it's not the best. We're actually going to see June just go ahead and counter a Sentry with Sentry, and they go for the Tango Play to break down easily. But we are going to see the Light Striker hit on Demons. They don't get the body block, but they still might get this kill, yeah. With the Poison Touch spin, the spin having even more damage at this point, you're looking at a nice little kill. And that's what they need. They need to keep aggression up here and keep the Night Stalker committed to bottom lane. If Night Stalker doesn't get to roam mid or top, then you can feel pretty good about your solo lanes. But if Night Stalker gets to roam, then things get a little more difficult. So by putting out this tri-lane pressure bottom, they're accomplishing a lot of things. They're keeping Night Stalker away from their solo lanes. Demons has to stay bottom. They are keeping Icy from pulling. He's not getting independent experience here. In fact, they have it blocked off. So he's not going to get to level 6 as quickly. And then, finally... Oh, that was awkward. That Ice Shard really meant to block out the DK, and instead they kind of huddled together. And Inflame is going to get the rune. So, and on bottom, now it's nighttime. Night Stalker getting involved here. Hunter in the night, and the Void moving forward. This cast is going to be really hard if I'm going to keep lagging, but we'll Kale, keep it on. So... we're looking at some good early kill action. The third thing, yeah, so it keeps Night Stalker bottom, it keeps AA from getting early level 6, and of course, naturally, it'll cause Ember Spirit to lose out on some CS. He's just one last hit behind Juggernaut, but every bit of gold counts. Ame gonna be taking some damage here. Spin, win, killing off the Ember Spirit, and now they'll actually kill off Demons as well. That's the Yang rotation they needed. Yang is bringing a lot of control to these team fights, and being able to kill off 2 heroes there really sets VG.P on the right foot. They're doing good in their solo lanes. They are suppressing the greedy picks of CDEC, and they are getting kill momentum, so really good. Inflame caught in the Ice Shards, not really too worried about his current situation though. And any more times that Yang starts rotating, he has to get those kills quick and get back to the mid lane, because as it is, Inflame's gonna just pop Elder Dragon form and start laying into the tower. And you can't let Dragon Knight just sit on your tower for too long. He's got an illusion rune too, so he could actually, if Tusk does it pretty soon, he can pop Elder Dragon form and then pop illusion rune and just destroy this tower so nicely. Down bottom, there's a convergence here onto Ame once again in some trouble. He'll dodge out a couple of abilities though with the Sleight of Fist, and the Light Strike Array isn't there. Meantime, up top, Bristleback getting some hits in here. A lot of Spiderling kills now, racking up as his close spray is now maxed out. And he's going to have a Vanguard pretty soon as a result of it. And that, top rune going to be picked up by, oh, killed off by the Dragon Knight. Nice. Denying that from the Bristleback. He can't refill his bottle. That's a really big deal. In the meantime, though, it's going to be a snowball forward on the Tusk. Very aggressive. Going to get the quick kill on Ancient Apparition. And now it's going to be a 3v2 for the rest of it. Demons going to get stunned up, and they'll get the stun on Dazzle as well. He doesn't have enough mana for Grave just yet, and they're going to get caught inside the Searing Chains. They're going to be going down here. Nice kills go in the way of CDEC, and Inflame and Demons will live to tell the tale. Up top, Bristleback, Broodmother doing their things. They're going to just keep on dueling it out back and forth. Pretty much oblivious to what else, the rest of what's going on the map. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and try to reconnect. Not to Dota as a whole, but just real quick to the Dota TV. So, I mean, those 2 kills definitely help CDEC get out of a rut. Otherwise, they were losing the laning stage really heavily, and they would have to rely on their ultimates in the mid game to really make up for it. But yeah, turning it around really nicely, getting some key kills there. The Lina and the Dazzle both going down, really starting to build some momentum for themselves. Unfortunately, I did miss a kill up top. Broodmother going a little bit too deep here. She was harassing the Bristleback really nicely with the spawn Spiderlings, but in the end, he gets the last laugh. She is going to be killed off there. And we don't get much detail into that. I mean, is that just the quill sprays? Like, I don't think anybody else rotated. So, hard to say, but right now, she's down. It looks, did she die for a courier? Yes, she dove for a courier. There's a little froggy dead on the ground, bottle gone, but she died in the process. So, courier for a life, it's actually kind of worth it. It really depends on the laning situation, but I don't think Bristleback's gaining that much momentum as a result of that. He's losing the bottle, means he loses mana, and that means that Broodmother's going to be able to deal with the quill spray spam a lot better. She's going to have that soul ring sustain. He won't have the bottle sustain. That's going to be great. We're going to see actually Inflame coming in from the side here, getting the stun out on dogfights. Going to be able to nuke him down pretty heavily, but he's not dead yet. Almost gets stun off, and Fan will have to run from the cold feet. In the meantime, Dazzle going for the Grave TP will succeed. No, the Dragon Tail just in time. Nice pickup there. Also, there was a kill on the Night Stalker. That was just a 2-hit combo coming in from Yang. I think he got the Walrus Punch in there and did find himself a free kill. Down bottom, gonna get the Searing Chains. Fan will have to spin out of that, but Inflame double damage and the Dragon corroding down this tower. Gonna be taking it down to half HP if they continue to push it. But Lena's back. She's gonna keep Fan covered, and I think they'll be okay. Interesting build from Fan here. Still no real commitment to any skill points. Is that actually skilling stats though? Yes, he has skill 2 points of stats. No healing ward, no crit, and he doesn't have any fallback skill points to level it up. Just straight up spin, Omni Slash, and stats. I feel like 1 point in each of these is still pretty valuable, but he'll obviously have to wait until level 8 and 9 to pick them up. And obviously, if you can survive with the Treads, Magic Stick, and that extra bit of HP you get from stats, I think it's 38 per stat point. I mean, that's not bad. You can definitely survive those ganks more effectively and live through the Dragon Tail, which makes your hero that much more worthwhile than if you had those 2 skills. So I think that's what he's really worried about, is just getting stunned up. Though, you probably have to worry about that a little bit less with the Shallow Grave behind you. It kind of shows a lack of confidence in your supports, I would say. Since, as you can see, he's not having any mana issues.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So, Inflame doing some good damage to the mid tier 1 tower. Bristleback still farming up to his next item. Has his VIP booster forthcoming, so that's going to be really nice. Picking that VIP booster up, having the Vanguard and the bottle, he's going to be in a great position this game. Vanguard's actually just huge this game. There's so many just basic auto attacks that are doing most of CDEC's damage. Most of their damage doesn't come from spells, so being able to block so consistently that 40 damage is huge. Like, look at this. They're not going to be able to do anything to him. And they're actually going to try to turn it around here. Pops the Mango, gets the Snowball Ice Shards across. Ame trying to Remnant away, but the Goo will keep on top of him. One more Remnant out, though, and it looks like he'll be fine. But, I mean, that was the rotation, the offensive rotation from CDEC, and they get nothing out of that. They lose a lot more. I guess they get a Mango out of it. Bristleback no longer has some fruit stockpiled. Otherwise, though, we get some free farm time for Juggernaut. Tier 1 bottom, Ring of Aquila on, and this Siege Creep is going to do some massive damage to the tower. They'll glyph it, but this is just going to go down if they don't do something about it. And this tower really, really matters for CDEC. They want to keep using the pole camps. They want to farm their jungle, and they're not going to be able to do that if this tower is gone, not safely. So here we go. They just sacrifice it. Broodmother stays top. the play for mid tier 1 comes through, but I feel like VG.P can rotate for that. They've just taken the bottom tier 1 and still have the glyph for the mid. And I don't think they'll make the same sacrifice. Yang will go for the Ice Shards. If that connects, they go for TPs. Well, no, as I say that though, they're just holding behind the tower. And Juggernaut goes ahead and buys himself some stuff. Gonna see the Mask of Madness complete for him. Drums of Endurance up for the Tusk. So good movement speed and attack speed available now. So, nighttime, number 2. Night Stalker has to really get something done here to really solidify the value of that pick. It looks like he's just going to cover the mid pressure, and though he'll take a few tower shots, he doesn't seem to mind too much. Set a 10 armor with the Tranquil Boots, unlimited HP, sustain, but look down bottom. Inflame popping the Invis rune. I'm pretty sure they know about it, but no, actually going to TP away. They just let him go. They say, okay, well, if there's no Tusk to cover you, you're dead men walking. And he's going to close in on the Dazzle here. He does get stunned. Breathed upon, and despite the grave, should be going down here to the Ember Spirit. So good Searing Chains times 2. The Snowball delays it, but Ember gets the kill. Ember does die in the process though, and what a combo coming in! Beautiful Ice Shards from Yang, followed up by the Light Strike Array. Oh my gosh! What looked to be just a simple little pickoff turns into a lot more. Yeah, the Tusk TP'd, but he didn't TP back to the fountain. No, he TP'd to the lane, and he was able to reinforce his allies. Oh my gosh, that's so big. Oh, Inflame getting punched up by the Walrus Punch. And this all comes down to the Tusk. If they saw the TP, and he TP'd to the tier 2 mid. If he had TP'd to Fountain, then he would never have been there for that fight. But instead, he gets the Snowball in. He gets the Ice Shard block, which sets up the Lina. It's just beautiful. It is poetry in motion right there, what the Tusk was able to accomplish. Yang, really the MVP right now in this game. Setting up so much. I mean, that's a KD at 5-0-3. He's going to go for one more, but he's going to be going under tower for it. Still, that was tremendous. I mean, obviously he's got a lot of movement speed to work with phase and drums, but just being in the right place at the right time. We're going to be looking at net worth now, as the last hits only show so much, especially against a Broodmother. Juggernaut, going to be pursued, but he's got at least one Shallow Grave behind him. So yeah, Shallow Grave will come out onto Fan. Will he survive as a result of it? It's a tough call. He has Magic Stick. Yeah, should be able to break through the corrosion here. And Yang, on the other hand, is going to be silenced up for a while. Has the ability to Walrus Punch now, and will use it to punch down Inflame, who gets way too big for his britches. Walking up to the high ground there. Oh my gosh, such overconfidence. They'll go right into Roshan. Do they have the healing board? They have the goo, they have the sigil, and the healing board will be trailing, but they'll make it there. This is just amazing for VG.P. Where they struggled so much in Game 1, they are completely revamping in Game 2. They suppressed the safe lane, which shut down all 3 of CDEC.Y safe laners. They won out the top matchup with the Bristleback farming the spiders. He's 104 CS this game, thanks to spiders, and that got him the early Vanguard. And then the ganks from Yang. Solo mid Tusk, new meta, please. I'm loving it. This is really, really good play coming in from the Tusk. He's getting so involved, and you can only expect more things from him. But what does he go next? Does he go for Blink Dagger, Desolator,
Dire's top tower has
Battle Fury? I've seen it once. It's a hilarious interaction with Walrus Punch. But no, I don't know. This should be pretty interesting, though. I mean, you might even consider like a Sange type item. I'm not sure. Solar Crest would be really good, but I think the Dazzle will pick that up later. Right now he's going Urn of Shadows. Dogfights going Glimmer Cape. And Bristleback will probably pick up an AC long term, so that's probably not on a shopping list for the Tusk. Broodmother, how's she doing? Midas yet? Nope, not going Midas. At least not yet. Has the Soul Ring, the medallion. Moving about the enemy jungle, trying to just kind of collapse on VG.P, find easy pickoffs, like dogfights here. Should be a pretty easy one. He sees him now. Can he do anything about it? Doesn't look like it. He's going to look at mid instead. Fan here just uses spin, and Omni Slash is useless here against all these spiders, so they're just going to combo up on him. Medallion brings him low. And he's going to go Shadow Blade. Good pickup. Good offensive pickup. Get involved. Reposition. Get the burst damage. Silver Edge, any value of this game? It'll break the Dragon Blood. And it'll prevent Broodmother from providing that mischance. Take away the Hunter of the Night. Yeah, I'd say Silver Edge has some good value. It's a great item in of itself, but adding in that extra break effect really makes the item worth it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So right now, pretty big tower advantage against a Broodmother, or at least equaling out the towers right now, unless Ember Spirit picks up this last one. Nope, it will be denied or last hit. Deny comes out. No, Ember gets that extra attack damage. That's the big difference there. But Yang wants that kill still. Gonna try for it. Shadow Blade forward. Broodmother picks up the Lina solo in the jungle, but off with his head. Ame gets just 3-hit comboed. Really good Shadow Blade usage and unveiling. So the end result right now is they're down 1 tower to a Broodmother lineup, and a Dragon Knight lineup for that matter. These are pushing heroes in the earlier stage of the game. So being able to just pretty much keep the map even is actually really good for VG.P, and you just look at the kills. Getting now, what, 3 kills on the Ember Spirit? 4 kills on the Night Stalker? You're really just breaking their momentum down entirely. And I think Demon's just going to have to rush a Hand of Midas this game. Brood? What is Brood saving for? 3,800 gold. I mean, if you're not going to go Midas, Orchid's not going to do much this game, and you would have built it up sooner. Radiance and Necronomicon, but even Necro is a smaller build-up. It seems like that's a Radiance. I mean, you don't need 4,000 gold for anything else. I've never seen Broodmother Radiance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And he's just waiting to see what he needs this game. Either way, right now, we've got Ice Blast coming in to do some damage to the mid lane, but they're still going to be able to take the tier 2 tower, and top is going to fall as well. The 2 pusher heroes, the Dragon Knight and the Broodmother, going ahead and taking care of it. Broodmother will keep routing it out up top, but we're going to look here in mid, where Inflame has to TP back to hold the top. The tier 3, they're going right in on it. They have the healing ward up, they have the Aegis on Tusk, and they're very confident in this position. Fan will keep hitting the melee racks as he's spinning, but Tusk is going to be locked in a forward position. Broodmother gradually poking down this tier 3 tower, and they don't want to allow her to do that. And look, Broodmother buying the Desolator from the shop and immediately going. This is full rat mode now. But the fortification pops, and is there detection? There was the tower detection, but that's about it. Still, a tier 3 tower will fall here in mid, and they will be able to glyph to save the tier 3 tower up top. So, yeah, Desolator, not a bad pickup. It's just obviously could have been picked up sooner. He just was waiting to see the situation, see if he would need to push, if he would need to fight. There's a lot of various builds you can go on the Broodmother, but in this case, I guess it could have been... Nah, it's still, Desolator's really good this game. I'm curious who gets the Vlads, though. I feel like Vlads is pretty important for CDEC.Y lineup. Broodmother loves it for push. Armor is going to be really important in this game in general. But so far, not seeing anything of the sort. Sange and Yasha up for the Bristleback. Yeah, Sange is a great item for Bristleback in terms of durability. Sange and Yasha allows him to really get in the thick of things. His base attack time was nerfed, so he's not as much like a frontline, just hit him, bash him down type core. You can't just go like Sange and Yasha Cranium Basher. It just doesn't work that way. So you kind of go for just a build where you can get in the thick of things and then do your Quill Spray damage is the main focus now. So mobility is important with Sange and Yasha, and then you probably follow that up with the Assault Kuros, I'd say. Octarine Core, some would, but nah. Battle Fury up for the Juggernaut, great against the spiders this game. Otherwise it takes like 10 minutes to clear out the spiders. And they'll just pursue. The smoke does pop for the Bristleback, but only the Bristleback. Interesting weave position. I think they were looking for the Broodmother in the trees. Do they have any other detection? No, they just dusted. And then they thought that they might be able to find her in the trees, but wrong trees, boys. Icy, June. Demons all hiding up top here, and looks like they'll just barely slip away from danger. Down bottom, glimmering in. Lina really wants this Light Strike Array, but Ame's going to be able to get the jump away. And actually going to be a Bristleback caught, but look how tanky this guy is. He doesn't care about your silence. He will get hit by the Ice Blast, that'll hurt a little, but he'll shake it off in a few seconds. And Tusk maybe going for a Desolator of his own. Again, negative armor is a huge factor this game. Juggernaut clearing things up. Is he gonna go for the Yasha next? Probably looking at the Mantis style. Good against the Night Stalker in particular.
His ability.
So, any other items? Ember Spirit obviously looking for Battle Fury. Night Stalker not going Midas, just going straight into the Ags here. But that's going to be a long haul before you can actually find it. He's still going to have to farm up like 2,500 gold. So, good casual item to hold on to for a lot of the game, but not doing him any favors in terms of progression. Oh, Silver Edge for Inflame. Actually, that is a very good pickup against the Bristleback. That is actually considered one of the counters to Bristleback. So, taking away that passive means no more triggers of the Quill Spray, no more damage reduction from behind or the sides. He will still have the Vanguard block, the mitigation from his plate mail, soon to be AC, but taking away the Bristleback passive, it takes away a huge aspect of the hero, as you would expect. Gonna go right onto the racks though, no Aegis required. They have pushed out the top lane, now they can go right into mid with backdoor protection down, and just gonna go ahead and take down the melee racks. It looks like there is no glyph, so yeah, melee racks is gone, and they'll probably just try to walk away with that. Yang is gonna take some hits here. Oh no, doesn't get hit by the Ice Blast, and the Healing Ward will bring him right back up, and despite Inflame's best efforts, he really can't make enough use of the Silver Edge. Now the top lane has pushed out, so there is backdoor protection, and that signals the retreat from VG.P, but already taking the melee racks is huge. And Fan gonna try to clean up these spiders, but not gonna do too much. So tier 3 is gone. It only had like 200 HP anyways. And Bristleback actually gonna lose his passive. He's taking a decent chunk of damage, but it's not enough to kill him off. He's just gonna turn it with the Magic Wand and the Quill Spray. Now trying to pursue onto DK. He's got 3 points in goo. Really stays on top of him, but now he's locked in the chains. Ame has his remnants, not really concerned for himself, but Inflame, oh, barely getting past the Ice Shards. And still the Viscous Nasal Goo will come through. He's weaved, so he's at about 0 armor, but he's going to get all that back in a second, and he's going to try to sneak away under the guise of the Shadow Blade. Looks like it has proved effective, but VG.P are just displaying dominance here. They kill off the Night Stalker, they force the Brood away, and just jumping right back to the top lane. It's going to be the Bristle this time. I think VG.P do need to pick up some BOTs to deal with the Brood Mother more efficiently, but that's like not here nor there. TP scroll only costs 75 gold. It's not the end of the world. And we're gonna just see Roshan go down pretty quickly. Just the weave on the Juggernaut. He's the one who expects to tank it, but they seem hesitant about it, or at least in and out. Alright, here we go. So they're going to take Roshan down to half. No battalion required, and it doesn't seem like CDEC are going to be able to contest it. If you look at the Dire Observer wards too, like I praised plenty of CDEC's wards, so let's talk about VG.P's wards. Holy crap. Observer ward in the middle of the top lane, inside the Radiant base, outside the Radiant base about to expire, bottom rune. Like they have so much vision, they have so much control of the map. Even during darkness, they probably have a good read on where CDEC are on the map. Like, it's just so strong. And they have the Gem of True Sight on top of that now. They give that to the Tusk, it looks like. So he's going to have his Desolator, his Shadow Blade. He's going to have a lot of potential to just go in and kill off this Broodmother once and for all. Squish the rat. CDEC.Y, she's moving easily at 522 movement speed in webs, but I'm not sure if she's actually going to be able to get away if they do catch her out. Going to see the swarm of spiders and the Gem of True Sight seeing both Inflame and June, and now they're going to look for a big fight here. This could be one of the backbreakers for CDEC if they don't reposition quickly. Right now, Inflame in some trouble here. He'll definitely get stunned if he tries to TP, so he'll just try to run out And fortunately for him, he will evade the bristleback. That darkness vision really hurts. Obviously, you look at Dyer's vision right now, and they don't see much behind them, for example. So really hard to lurk into the shadows during that time period. And actually, June's going to come in with the flank. This could be big. Inflame's double damage rune is still up. The Silver Edge has expired, and it's going to be harder and harder now that he's running out of mana. Demons wants a piece of the action, but doesn't want to run into the bristleback. We're going to see Inflame. Oh, this could be a great pick on dogfights here. Just walks right up to him. No Glimmer Cape for you. Bursts him down in just a few hits, and there's no shallow grave. Ice Blast will clip on the bristleback, but otherwise not doing too much. And Yang goes right in, hits on demons, but goes for Icy. And they seem to be stretching themselves out a little bit, but it's okay. AJ goes down quick, and June is caught. He's not able to go down the cliff. Nasal Goo catches him out, and down he falls. A 3-for-1 in the end. Just despite the quick pick with the Dragonite. They don't take any carries. I would say cores, but the Broodmother is kind of in between the Rat and the core right now. But up top here, just getting all these damage dealers right up to the top lane. Should they go for mid? Is the range Rax worth it? Looks like they'll just go for the tier 3. Yeah, other than the lack of shallow grave, I didn't catch Dazzle's positioning, so I can't criticize it, but other than the lack of shallow grave, VG.P executing perfectly. And we'll see if they can actually hold in this position. They wanted to catch somebody out inside the ice shards here, pull them back in, but it's not going to happen. Now 28 minutes in, Natural Light gives Demons a slight edge, but he's still nowhere near his Aghanims. Nowhere near. And enough time has passed. The Dogfights has rejoined his allies, and they're just going to go for it here. Healing Ward, Arcanes, they're all refreshed, and they're all ready to go. Glyph down. Mid lane being defended by against the Super Creeps, and now we see... I think the Icy has to be in Fountain right now. He has to hit a big Ice Blast. He can't be up here. I mean, Ice Vortex is great, but where's the Ice Blast going to come? Juggernaut going to get graved up here, but he has HS, doesn't care, and just going to go right on to Dragonite. Omni slashing the Dragonite, but ends up finding himself over by the Broodmother. He gets nuked down pretty hard, pretty quickly. Bristleback also losing a lot of life. He can't be healed, but he's not going to shatter. Fan comes back up. They've lost the Ember Spirit. They've lost the Broodmother. Buyback on neither of them, and the racks are falling. Fan taking the top melee. Next is the top ranged, and in the meantime, the mid-range has fallen. Inflame needs to do something, but what can he do? This game is very rapidly slipping out of their hands. And they're just going to go in. They have the invis, so they just go right onto Demons, kill him off quickly, and try to prompt the early GG. Bristleback, stunned under tower, doesn't seem to care. Silver Edge will come out in a moment, but he's just going to be fine. Great fights from VG.P. Yeah, Icy needed to be further back. He needs to be like back here, maybe over here, just some way to get more distance so the Ice Blast hits more heroes. Only hitting on the Bristleback means nothing. You need to prevent the Dazzle from sustaining. Maybe the Healing Ward comes back up. Magic Wands. All this healing makes it impossible for CDEC to actually find real kills. They kill off the Juggernaut, sure, but he had the Aegis and he was happy to just go in with Mask of Madness on. AC now complete for the Bristleback. Just stacking up so much negative armor. -7 from the Desolator, -5 from the AC. The Weave, of course, and then the Viscous Nasal Goo. All of it adding up to massive damage whenever those quills come through. And VG.P just really taking full control. 14,000 net worth in favor of VG.P. 12,000 experience. Would you see Ember Spirit finding a little pick off? Nope. He'll jump out. He got caught out, but he's got the remnants. He's always has something in reserve. And Battle Fury is good against clearing super creeps, I will say that. The Battle Fury Slaughterfest will clear out these creeps with little difficulty, especially if you can finish at least the Crystallis. The problem is not the creeps, it's the heroes. Bristleback fearlessly going up to the high ground, getting so much armor right now. Icy, get out of here. I loved his Death Wards in Game 1, but these Ice Blasts can't be effective if you're only shooting them like 1,000 units. The Ice Blast radius increases with distance, and he needs to get that distance and force staff himself in. I mean, maybe he's making sure that his allies don't get caught and he can just force staff them out, and that's great, but you're not going to win by not dying. You're going to win by getting kills, and you're going to need to get a huge Ice Blast for that. I mean, even at level 1. I don't know. It's a hard game no matter what you do, but VG.P can come in at so many angles. I would expect maybe like a Tusk Shadowblade play here. It seems they've predicted that as they not only look to D-ward here, but they're actually going to have that as covering a flank as well. Night Stalker smoked up, trying to sneak in. They want to kill off somebody early in the fight. I guess the Dazzle. If they can kill the Dazzle before like he slips away, then they can prevent a Shallow Grave. But their detection is pretty lacking. Only one Sentry Ward, and there are 2 Glimmer Capes here. And 1 Force Staff. It's going to be so hard to pin down X. Just all that. Oh, jumping in. Quick kill. Oh, such a quick burst kill onto the Ember Spirit. Tusk just gives them the 1-2 and a couple quills and the jump punch, and there you go. Blink Dagger getting the Ember Spirit down. Now the Omni Slash coming through. Detection available, and that is going to be it. Just turning them into mincemeat here. VG.P gonna bring it to the equalizer here. 24-8 in 32.5 minutes. VG.P really were able to execute well in this game. I mean, they had the draft advantage in their solo lanes. They executed well in the bottom lane in the try-v-try, and I just feel like the Broodmother pick didn't work out for VG Gaming. A lot of picks didn't. The Ancient Apparition didn't get really that much value out of his Ice Blast. The Night Stalker just straight up couldn't play the Night Stalker that people fear. He couldn't gank, he couldn't leave his lane, he was very predictable in his movements, he never got an Aghanim Scepter. And that made Night Stalker kind of a dead hero this game. Broodmother got a tier 3, but that's about it. So, in the end, VG Gaming potential really performing well, bring it 1-1, and I can't wait to see what comes of Game 3. Both teams having a significant advantage over the other through drafting, through strategy, and through execution in each individual game, but now it's culminating to this final game, deciding who will be going home, who will be eliminated from the Summit 4, who will be advancing to the Chinese qualifiers. Here we are at the semi-final round of the Summit 4 pre-qualifier for China, and can't wait to see Game 3 of this best of 3 conclude at least my part of the broadcast for today. Thanks once again for tuning in, and see you guys in just a few minutes for the next game. Once again, I am Blaze. If you enjoyed the commentary, look me up at BlazeCasting on Twitter, and of course, follow Beyond the Summit for all things BTS.